In this new series, I'll be going back through all the showcase matches ever made and reviewing how well each match was remade in the games, giving it a ranking from S tier, which pretty much means it was a perfect remake of the match, all the way to F tier, which will be given to matches that were not really remade that well. I'll be looking through each match to find the parts where it was recreated really well, with me trying to notice any extra effort and details that were put in, along with finding out who or what was missing from each match. I'm going to start with the Attitude Era mode from WWE 13, with the first chapter being the rise of DX. In the last episode of this chapter, I'll also be giving an overall rating for how well I felt the chapter was remade. Okay, so let's get into the first match of WWE 13 Attitude Era mode, which is Shawn Michaels vs Mankind from the August 11th 1997 edition of Raw. In WWE 13's version, the match kicks off in the ring and JR makes a mention of some insurance policy. Looking back on the episode, Shawn Michaels mentions this a few times throughout the show, even during the part where Mick Foley chooses his Dude Love alternative attire before going back to picking Mankind for the main event. Straight away, there's a big change to how the actual match started. Mankind actually walked down to the ring with a garbage can, which he loses instantly, and Shawn Michaels dumps it on his head. Mankind is left with a garbage bag around him for a little bit after. I'm surprised this moment wasn't remade for a cutscene. It's quite the different start between the two. The WWE 13 version begins as a normal match, while the actual match is way more chaotic, so not the best of starts for this remade match, to be honest. It probably should be noted too that Shawn Michaels' attire is technically not accurate, but they use Superstar Fres to change the colour to be accurate to his attire worn in the match. That's actually quite a smart thing to do, to be fair. I can't fault it too much, even though it's not an accurate attire. At least they tried. There's only two tasks to do in this match. You gotta hit Mankind with a chair and win by pinfall, so you're left just beating him up for a while until Hunter Hearst Helmsley, aka Triple H, makes his way down to the ring. Going back to the actual match, there's a few announcer table spots before both Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Chyna walk down the ramp, and then there's a commercial break. Chyna wasn't allowed to be in the games at this time, and it's quite a noticeable absence if you were watching the shows at the time. It didn't make moments awkward though, as they did work around it well enough. I'm also surprised there wasn't a break the announcers table spot in the checklist for this match. They brought back climbing announcers tables in this game, so I thought they would be all over that. That was a strange choice. I'm not really surprised, however, that the announcers table didn't look like it did in this match, or that we didn't have Vince on commentary. That would have been quite a shock. I know I might sound a bit negative on this one, but the matches definitely get better throughout the mode. I remember whilst playing this match for the first time ever, that it did feel a bit meaningless, and I was quite shocked how different it was when I rewatched the match again recently. Going back to the WWE 13 match, JR wonders if Hunter Hearst Helmsley is the insurance policy. He also said this in the actual match, but also said Chyna too. The WWE 13 match can be pretty much wrapped up after Hunter appears. Just crap Mankind with a chair and JR shouts a lot. It was revealed that Hunter Hearst Helmsley was the insurance policy all along, but this is not how it ended in the real match. The actual match after the commercial break is much different to how the WWE 13 match was remade. When they came back from commercial break, Shawn Michaels had ripped the mask off of Mankind. Does this mean he had another alternative attire change? Later on, maskless Mankind rips out his hair just before Rick Rude walks down to the ramp to join in as another observer of the match. JR is now sure that he is the insurance policy. Chyna distracts the ref and Rude cracks Mankind with a chair to the head, which is why we had the task of hitting Mankind with a chair in WWE 13, though this was by Shawn Michaels himself and not by Rick Rude, who was absent from WWE 13 altogether. And it doesn't end there. In WWE 13, there's just a generic win animation after the match is over, but on the actual Raw show, it doesn't end there. The Undertaker's music plays as he looks to head to the ring to get revenge on Shawn Michaels for hitting him with a chair at SummerSlam 2 weeks prior. He's interrupted by Paul Bearer saying that Kane is almost here. I could kinda get why they didn't end it with this, as I'm guessing for THQ and Ukes, it would have felt like it was ruining the flow of the chapter, being purely DX themed, even though it would have made all the sense to have it remade in WWE 13, as the match they are building to was Undertaker vs Shawn Michaels inside Hell in a Cell, and that is a match in this chapter, so it would have just made sense anyway. So to be brutally honest, I'm probably going to give this remade match an F. Almost nothing was recreated right. Not everything was THQ or Yuke's fault, however. Seeing as this was the formation of DX, you would have thought they would have done a lot more to make this match feel bigger, rather than some kind of throwaway. When I watched the real deal match, it certainly felt bigger than how the remade match was presented. But as I said, they do get better, and in episode 2, I'll be looking back at the tag team match between Undertaker and Mankind versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Shawn Michaels.